should one do if one have actually been followed or possessed by a spirit? My answer to that is that the best thing you can do is definitely to find a spiritual practitioner, a spiritual master who has the ability to remove the spirit for you. So different practitioners have different ways of removing spirits from you. Some of them, they literally do it like arresting a person. They arrest the spirit that's following you and they jail them and keep them somewhere. So it's kind of like a forceful method, but of course it gets the job done. So there are many of such benign ways of removing spirits. I don't claim to know all of them, but I can share from the point of view of my spiritual teacher how she does it. Now before that, we need to understand why spirits even attach themselves to a person in the first place. So spirits are basically like homeless people. So homeless people do not have money, and so they can't buy a property to stay in and live a normal life. They have to live on the streets. They are wandering people. So likewise, these souls that follow people, these ghosts that follow people, they are essentially wandering souls. And what they lack, just like how homeless people lack energy, what these wandering souls lack is basically energy. They do not have enough energy to be able to reincarnate or ascend to a higher realm, and so they're stuck in this twilight zone where they're wandering around. And the only way that they can get the energy that they want is, firstly, either they have the opportunity to be adopted by a spiritual master who's able to give them the energy that they want, or secondly, which is the most common, is that they attach themselves onto a host, whether that's a particular place or a particular person like yourself. And what they want is to basically steal and take the energy away from you. So it's just like how a homeless person, they don't have enough money, would probably want to steal the money from you so that they have enough to make ends meet. Which is why when a spirit is following you, you get all sorts of common symptoms like feeling very lethargic, feeling lack of motivation, not feeling like doing anything. And because these are negative energy entities themselves, so their negative energy could affect you as well. It makes you have uncontrollable negative emotions, negative thoughts, so on and so forth. So what Master Lu Xia does in helping people to remove these spirits that are following them is by giving these spirits the energy they need in order to move on. So it's kind of like, why you're following this person is because you do not have enough energy, and so you want to tap into their energy. So right now, since what you want is energy, what I do is that take the energy from the universe, there's the infinite energy source, and give it to this spirit, and so they will no longer follow you because they already have what they want. With these spirits having the energy that they want, they're able to spiritually ascend. So it's just like in the layman analogy, you're a very wealthy person, you want to help this homeless person, you give him or her enough money that they need so that they can buy a place, you probably liaise with the property agent for this particular property that this homeless person can eventually stay in, settle them well and good. Of course, in certain cases, some spirits, they reincarnate after they have enough of these energies. So what happens with this friendly method is that there will be positive karmic benefits because you help a homeless person to become better in his or her life. Once they start to move on, they start to be able to sustain their own lifestyle, they find a job, they make more money, they will be grateful to you because why you helped them previously. And one fine day when they have enough themselves, they might, for example, pay you back some of this money or help you in other ways when you need it. So likewise, although yes, you went through the torturous process during the period where this spirit is following you, but when you go through a method like, for example, finding someone like Master Lu Xia who uses this particular method to help these spirits to spiritually ascend, eventually these spirits will kick back to you these energy levels. So end of the day, what happens is that net after such a ritual is being performed, your energy levels actually becomes higher, your levels of good karma actually becomes higher. So you actually end up doing much better in life. Just like how we know people with more good karma, they tend to have better luck, they tend to have better things going for them. So likewise, this way of helping spirits is actually a very unique way and interesting way of helping you increase your levels of good karma as well. And this is a very wholesome way.